Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chi. I like fashion, I like books, I like makeup. Yeah, subscribe if you like that type of stuff. I don't know what you like, but if you like it, subscribe.
Period.
You can tell by the title, today I'm going to tier rank BookTok books that I've read.
Castaways, we are castaways.
I'm gonna move over to the side a little bit. First off, we have Revolutionary, No Flaws, I'm in Love. This is probably gonna be all the 5 stars that I've read. My favorite books. Literally, these books changed my life. Then we have Good Soup. Books that like lived up to the hype, you know? It was a good book. It's not my favorite book, but it was definitely a good book, and I can understand why it would be other people's favorites. Then we have Trash, But I'm a Dumpster Diver. Okay, these books were not that good. They were not good, but I loved it, you know? Then we have No Thoughts, Just Vibes. Okay, I don't really know how to explain this one. I didn't finish the book, or I don't really have a strong opinion on it. I didn't hate the book, but I didn't love it. Was it good? No. Was it bad? No. Did I like it? No. You know, I don't really, I don't know, Yeah, okay. Then we have Severely Overhyped. Absolutely not pee. I don't think I need to explain that any further. Okay, so first off, I don't know why this is number 1, but we have 1,000 Boy Kisses. The book was not good. This book was the most cringiest thing I've ever read. If I was reading this while I was going through my Wattpad phase, I would be like 10 out of 10. But I have matured, and I just know like the book's not good. However, it was so sad. I expected to feel sad, obviously, when I read this book, but look at me. I was a mess. So if you can get over the cringe, I would actually recommend this book. Like if you just want to read something that'll make you cry, read this book, because you will cry, or at least get emotional, but don't expect good writing. Okay, book 2, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Okay, I'm gonna say also Trash, But I'm a Dumpster Diver, just because the first book in comparison to the rest of the trilogy, like, we know it's not that good. I remember when I read the first book, I actually gave it 5 stars. Looking back, it was definitely like 3.5. In my current opinion, I was not allowed to read Harry Potter. I was not allowed to read Percy Jackson. My mom was like, that stuff is witchcraft. Don't read that book. And I was like, okay. So yeah, this was my introduction to the fantasy genre, and I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. Granted, the first half of the book was a little bit slow, but after that, I could not put it down. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury. That's Good Soup. Actually, bro, are you kidding me? Rhysand is the love of my life. Oh my god. And the found family trope, I love the Inner Circle. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. It makes my heart warm. 10 out of 10. Court of Wings and Ruin, I'm also gonna put up there because it made me cry.
Help is on the way, dear!
Mrs. Doubtfire!
Help is on the way!
And like, yeah, I know this book also made me cry, but it's in trash. I like this book. I don't care. I liked the war. Like, I was reading it, I was engaged. I was not bored. I was not bored. I feel like that just speaks for itself. I wasn't bored, so why would it be bad, you know? Is that a good way to put it? I think so. I wasn't bored when I read it. I thought it was so interesting, and I loved it. So yeah. Next we have 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm gonna put that in Good Soup. I liked this book. It wasn't revolutionary for me, but I do understand why it would be revolutionary for other people. Also because I had just read this book after I read All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I'll get to that in a second. So I was on like a Colleen Hoover hangover. So it didn't compare to me. I thought All Your Perfects was significantly better. But it was a great book. Like, really don't take this the wrong way. It's just at the time. Next we have The Hating Game. I'm stuck between Good Soup and Trash, But I'm a Dumpster Diver just because of the ending. I hated the ending. I recently heard somewhere that they put an epilogue, but when I read it, there was no epilogue. So it just ended so abruptly. I hated the ending. But the rest of the book was good. Like, obviously I was reading the book and it was giving me like Wattpad, like, okay, some books on Wattpad are good. Some books on Wattpad are excellent and they get published, and some books on Wattpad don't even have smut in them and they're still good and they still get published, okay? So when I'm saying Wattpad, I'm just saying like this is the type of book I would have read while I was obsessed with Wattpad. So it's just giving me Wattpad vibes. I think I'm gonna put it in Trash, But I'm a Dumpster Diver. Yeah. But the elevator scene, if y'all know how many times I reread that. Oh, next. Okay, Dance of Thieves. I'm gonna put it... Or should I put it here? I don't hate the book, but I wouldn't reread the book. And I know it has a sequel. I haven't read the sequel because after I finished reading this book, I was just unmoved. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in no thoughts, just vibes. It's not bad. It's just not the best book I've ever read. Moving on. This book, disgusting. Honestly, I don't even think it's hyped, but I just know this bad. I didn't realize it was a novella, first of all, when I read it. So it put me in a reading slump because I was like, this is so boring. I was reading it expecting a plot, expecting something.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Oh, you guys don't understand. Like, I was actually like emotionally distraught. Then we have A Court of Silver Flames. Oh my god, this book made me so mad. I was expecting to read 1,000,000 books last summer. It wasn't until August that I read another book. 3 months? You're telling me it took me 3 months to read another book?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I hate everything about Nesta. I'm sorry, but I didn't care. And everybody who's on the internet like, yeah, bro, I see so much of myself in Nesta. I'm like, stop.
We do not care.
Castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy.
You can pack your things and leave. There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
I would never, ever, 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 ever speak to you again because you're dead ass motherfucking wrong.
Grown people should never laugh!
This book was 800 pages long, and it probably could have been like 400. The way she treats Feyre is ridiculous. And you want me to care about her? No. Okay, After is going in severely overhyped. This book was trash. The only reason I read it, first of all, I read it in like grade 10, but the only reason I read it is because at the time, I was obsessed with Wattpad every day. All my free time, Wattpad. Anyways, so when I heard that they were making a movie based on a Wattpad book, I was like, this is my specialty. So obviously I had to go and read the book. Was the writing that good? No. But I was like 14, 15. I didn't care about the writing. I was just reading for the story. I was just reading for the plot. The plot. Then it ended on such a cliffhanger. So I read the second book, but honestly, halfway through the second book, I was like, this is getting ridiculous. The miscommunication is disgusting and embarrassing. I don't know how people read the whole series and reread the whole series and enjoy the whole series. Literally, I got to the third book, I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I can't keep doing this. And the only reason I even started the third book was because the second book ended on a big cliffhanger, and the movies were even worse.
Hey.
Hey, honey, good to see you. How you been?
Fucking Trevor!
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Anyways, next, All Your Perfect, Revolutionary, No Flaws, I'm in Love. This book was written so beautifully, so poetically. I think my eyes got watery. I don't think I actually cried, but I did get very emotional near the end. I've only read like 2 or 3 literary fiction books, but it was giving me those vibes. It wasn't really that like, ooh, cheesy rom-com. I don't know how to explain it other than read this book, please, I beg. Out of all the Colleen Hoover books I've read, I think All Your Perfects is her best. We Were Liars, I'm gonna put it in no thoughts, just vibes. And that's just because I didn't finish it. And I was reading it at a time near the end of the school year, like the week before school ended. So obviously I had so many assignments to do, and I just could not focus on reading this book. I would read like maybe a page or 2 a day on the bus to the library or on the bus to class. It was like a 5-minute bus ride, not even. So obviously I wasn't reading that much. It was over a week that I was reading this book, and I was like, that's ridiculously too long because the book is short. And I was like, yeah, it's not working out. Okay, next, Punk 57. Punk 57 is going in good soup. I don't care. Look, the plot was not that good. But are you telling me that you read this book for the plot? Be honest with yourself, search deep down in your soul, and tell me to my face that you read this book for the plot, because I know you didn't. Nobody read this book for the plot. I know what I read this book for, and it gets 4 stars. It was a good book, and I would reread it for the reason that I read it. And you and me, we both know what that reason is. Anyway, next we have, okay, from Blood and Ash, Revolutionary, No Flaws, I'm in Love. Oh my god, this book was so good. It made me cry twice. Obviously, there were some plot twists that you could have predicted, but there were other ones. Oh my god! I didn't see it coming. I felt so betrayed. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, near the end, it was getting a little... I was like, bro, relax. Because it was like getting real intense near the end. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
You have a crush?
Yes.
Can I see your crush, please?
He's a white boy, so don't laugh about it, okay?
But the second book, is going in trash, but I'm a dumpster diver. Just because the whole first half of the book was so slow. Too much world building. Obviously, there were all these new concepts that were introduced, but I'm like, bro, I felt like I was doing homework. And that's one thing I don't like about fantasy, is like, it's a whole new world and a whole new magic system, fantasy system that I have to learn in order to read this book for it to make sense. And sometimes it is too much. Okay? It's too much. Moving on. Third book goes, it either goes here or here. Girl, I don't know. Because the third book got way more spicy.
Castaways, we are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy.
Why am I a whore? Why am I a whore?
Next, okay, let's do normal people. I think normal people is going in revolutionary because it was revolutionary for me. This is definitely literary fiction, I think. Like, I don't even know what to define it as.
Castaways, we are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy.
I feel like literary fiction is very specific in the way that it's written, and this is just giving me literary fiction vibes. I loved how simple and how boring and how mundane it was. It was literally just like a day in the life, and there were so many quotes that I could pull out. I feel like literary fiction is very quotable. It was a work of art. Ugly Love. Also, guys, oh my god, why am I giving out so many good ratings here? Okay, was their relationship toxic? Yes. But I can't help the fact that if I was in that situation, I probably would have done everything that Tate did. Not exactly, some things I would have done differently, but for the most part, are you joking? Bro, that could have been me. That could have been me.
Castaways, we are castaways.
And I liked it. I liked the book. I'm sorry, but I liked it. Okay, next we have Spanish Love Deception. Listen to me and listen to me closely. The main character was 28 years old. There's no reason for her to be acting the way she was acting and thinking the way she was thinking and behaving the way she was behaving at her big age. She was so naive. Her perception of reality was so painfully incorrect. I'm like, are you stupid? She was convinced that he hated her. And I'm like, okay, fine. You can hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge. But then I would start to use my common sense. He literally drove her home in the rain. He literally volunteered to go to her sister's wedding across the country and meet her family in Spain. Bought her like 5 tacos instead of 4. One time she was sick and he was like, open those big brown eyes for me, Lena. What? If he hates you, why would he?
Anything is still purple, everything is still purple, everything. This one I know I'm tripping for no reason. He gon' call it crazy, but I say I call it me.
Aaron was in love with her from the beginning of the book, and everybody's saying this book is enemies to lovers. No, it wasn't. And do you know what I hate? I hate when main characters are always like, let me actually find the quote. So there was one part in the book where it was like, oh, we hadn't had time to discuss what the deal with this whole me bidding for him was. By the time I had somehow pulled it together, blah, 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 blah. I hate when they say that, by the time I had somehow pulled it together. Why are you so discombobulated? And every time they say it, it's nothing even deep ever happened. Like, it wasn't that serious. Why are you so disoriented? This man told you one sentence and you have to pull yourself together. Bro, get out of my face. I'm sorry. I'm just very passionate about how much I hate this book. And honestly, if it was told from Aaron's perspective, I probably would have given it like 7 out of 10. Moving on. November 9 is, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. I just finished reading Ugly Love. I just finished reading All Your Perfects. And I think I had just finished reading It Ends With Us as well. And then I read November 9. I was like, and the plot twist wasn't even all that. Verity? Severely overhyped. I don't hate it nearly as much as the Spanish Love Deception. Is this a romance or is this a thriller? Like, the parts that were thrilling did not last long. I was nervous for maybe 2 whole minutes in the book. The parts that were suspenseful could have been drawn out more because I genuinely did feel scared. I was like, oh my god, but it was so short-lived. Also, the main character, I forget her name, I think it starts with L. She's so stupid. Okay, no, that's rude. Let me backtrack. If I was Lowen, I would have taken plan B after, you know, because are you crazy? That man has so much baggage. That man, you know, that man's wife is alive, pretending to be brain dead, and you think it's a good idea to procreate with him, with a crazy wife upstairs. Come on now, let's use our critical thinking skills. And the little boy, this kid bit down on a knife. He knew his mom was fine, and he bit down on a knife to keep the secret. Kid needs therapy, first of all. Second of all, you tell me you want to hang out with his family, make a family with this family? You know that's not smart. I didn't even believe the romance for 1 second too.
Castaways, we are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy.
Okay, let's do to It Ends With Us. I'm putting that in good soup. I liked it. I thought it was a great book. It didn't make me cry. I was expecting it to make me cry and it didn't, so that's why it's not revolutionary. But it was a good book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like that gives off the wrong vibe because it wasn't thoroughly enjoyable, but it was a good book. Okay, next we have It Happened One Summer. I'm stuck between severely overhyped and trash, but I'm a dumpster diver. Guys, I didn't like this book. I didn't hate it, so I feel bad for putting it here because I actually didn't hate it, but this was like 2 stars, maybe 2.5. Okay, everybody was hyping it up because of the spiciness or whatever, and it was not spicy. Don't lie. Or maybe this is just like, you know, my Wattpad phase jumping out.
Castaways. We are castaways. Avoid them.
But it was not. And it was cringy too, bro. So many scenes and like, and he called her honey. First of all, baby is already, it depends because it can be done right, but a lot of the times it's done wrong. But honey, are we a married couple? Stop that right now. I'm sorry, but I was like,
Castaways. We are castaways. Avoid them. Avoid.
Oh, and also, I did not like the way that she was gaslit at the end of the book. She was literally pressured into making this huge decision that would literally change her life. Can you blame her for wanting to make sure she had backup options? Because that's just called being smart and realistic. He's like, you never told me you were staying. You wanted an out, a failsafe, whether you think so or not. And she's like, it's a big decision. It's a big decision. It's a big decision and you're guilt tripping her. That would have been enough. I would have been like, you know what, fine, bye. Cause are you dumb? I'm sorry. I'm just getting a little too heated. Next, Heart Principle. This one is easy, good soup. Like, it wasn't that revolutionary for me. It was a good book. I think I gave it 4 stars. I did get teary-eyed at the end because I was just like frustrated for her. Like, I felt bad for her. Next is The Love Hypothesis. This is trash, but I'm a dumpster diver. And I say trash in the most respectful way, okay? But it was kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie. It was giving me Wattpad, but good Wattpad. I did like the ending of this one. I thought it was a good ending. I thought it was cute. Actually, I liked it. It's just, it wasn't like I've read better. I did like it for what it was. Hashtag women in STEM. Women in STEM. So, you know, it was good for me reading it as a woman in STEM. Moving on, I'm gonna do The Sweetest Oblivion. This was revolutionary. This was the first Mafia book I've ever read, and I loved it. Literally, I was reading this book and I was like, wow, I want to be a housewife to a Mafia man.
Do you think that you are toxic? No. Why not? I potentially could be, yeah. Yeah.
The pacing was excellent in my opinion. It was literally enemies to lovers. I love this book. Bro, I read this book and I was thinking about it for a whole week. Okay, moving on. This book is going in, it's not trash, but it's definitely overhyped. I didn't like it nearly as much. And a lot of the people were saying that it's the best one. It was a good book. You know, I liked it. I think I gave it 3 stars, but it wasn't that good. This book, I actually am severely concerned for everybody who said that this was their favorite in the series. I'm just thinking about it and I'm like getting stressed. First of all, Ronan is the most disgusting character I've ever read.
Castaways. We are castaways. Avoid them. Avoid.
When he sent that video to her dad, I was like, I was shocked. I was disgusted. She trusted him, and he violated. He violated the main character. She was so naive. I'm like, how are you like this? You just met this man and he's 12 years older than you. 12! Moving on. Neon Gods. This is good soup. There are certain books that you read for a reason. This is one of those books. The same way Punk 57 served its purpose, Neon Gods, it served its purpose!
Oh. Am I attracted to this? No. Am I? No.
Moving on. Alone with You in the Ether. This is like one of the most recent books that I've read. And it is the best book I've ever read. Chichi, what's your favorite book in this world? This one. This book is not necessarily on BookTok, but Olivia, like the author, one of her other books is on BookTok, The Atlas 6. Unlike a lot of you guys, I'm not crazy. The second book doesn't release until later this year and you want me to read the first book? No. Why would I put myself through that type of emotional distress and end on a cliffhanger that I cannot come off of? So obviously I was like, okay, I need to find another book by this author. So I read this one and it is so beautifully written. I have to say is that when the title is eventually mentioned in the book, if you don't have like some type of reaction, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know. You don't have a soul. Look at my annotations, bro. Look at all the purple, all the dark purple anyway. That's for like beautiful quotes, beautiful writing. And then there's like lighter purple, which is like a mixture because I was literally running out of purple tabs. Okay, so if there's a page with purple and pink, I would use the lighter purple one because I literally didn't have any more purple tabs. So I had to like mix it up, you know? Basically, it's a romance, but it's like not really centered around the romance as much as it is about the characters. The romance develops because the characters kind of develop. One of the main characters, the guy, he's a theoretical mathematician, so he's very smart, and he theorizes about like time and the universe. It was explained in a way that you can like really understand. I just found it so interesting. Like, okay, so we're down to our final two, and honestly, I'm kind of indifferent. Like, I didn't think it was revolutionary, but some people were saying like, oh my god, this is my favorite book of 2021. I'm like, maybe read some more books. I don't know. I'm sorry, that was rude. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I just thought it was like, okay, it was a good book. Okay, Cersei, I'm actually currently reading this book. I'm not done. I'm halfway done. And so far, I would say that it's good soup. It might move up to revolutionary, otherwise it's probably gonna stay in good soup.
Castaways.
I meant to be drinking that smoothie as I was filming this video, but obviously I talk way too much. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this, let me know what other types of videos you guys want to see. Yeah, that's it.